Oh, good morning. Hello everyone. Today let's talk about why form handling and validation are essential in web development, especially regarding data integrity and security. So, in this slide, why is form handling and validation important in web development, particularly in terms of data integrity and security? So, first is data integrity. Form validation ensure the accuracy and are the primary way user interact with a website. They submit personal information, login details, or even payment data. Proper from handling ensures this data is received and proceed correctly. Without it, user submission might be incomplete, misdirected, or even lost. So in data integrity, validation plays a huge role in maintaining data integrity. For example, when collecting email address, we ensure they follow the correct format before storing them. This avoids error in system that rely on accurate data. Without validation, your database could fill up with unusable or inconsistent information, leading to bigger problems later on. So next is preventing SQL injection and security consideration on the security front from validation projects against common attacks like SQL injection where attackers insert malicious code into input fields or cross-site scripting XSS which targets others user by injecting harmful script. For instance, by validating inputs and sanitizing user data, you ensure only safe, expected information enters your system. Combined with techniques like server-side validation, you build strong defenses against the vulnerabilities. So, in conclusion, in short, form handling and validation are not just about making sure user fill out form correctly. They safeguard the accuracy of your data and provide an essential layer of protection against security threats. Always remember, secure, validate forms, build user trust, and ensure the longevity of your application. So in number 2, what are some key Laravel features that help prevent security vulnerabilities such as SQL injection and cross-site requests, forgery, or CSRF when handling form data? So first is SQL injection prevention. Laravel use Eloquent ORM and Query Builder to manage database interaction which are inherently protected against SQL injection. So prepared statement, Laravel automatically binds user input to prepared statement, ensuring data is treated as values, not executable code. So here the example, Eloquent ORM also protect against SQL injection by handling input safely. Mass assignment protection, Eloquent uses $fillable or $guarded properties to control which fields can be mass assigned, reducing risk as you can see in the code. Then number 2 is CSRF protection. Laravel includes built-in CSRF protection to ensure form against cross-site requests forgery attacks. CSRF tokens. Every form in Laravel should include a CSRF token which is verified on the form submission. This token ensures that the request comes from the authenticated user. Example here. Automatic token verification. Laravel automatically checks the CSRF token for every post, put, patch, or delete request. If the token is invalid or missing, the request is rejected. Middleware. The Verify CSRF token middleware ensures CSRF token validation is applied globally or to specific routes. And 3. Input validation and sanitization. Laravel validation system prevents malicious or malformed data from being processed. Built-in validation rules. Laravel provides are defined validation rules to ensure data meets specified criteria. So for cross-site scripting, XSS protection. Laravel escape user provided data by default in Blade template. Blade template escaping. Output within Blade syntax is automatically escaped. This prevents the execution of malicious script that script like script tags. Row output handling use double exclamation for unexpected output only when absolute necessary and ensure the data is safe. So number 3, explain how you would create a basic form in Laravel using a Blade template and handle its submission. A controller include an example on how you would define validation rules. So setting up the route, define a route to display the form and another to handle its submission in the web that PHP file. So, the get route is used to render the form view, and the post route is used to protect the form data after submission. So in this presentation, we will talk through how to create a basic form in Laravel using Blade templates, handle the form submission, and define validation rules. So let's start with setting up the route. So first, setting up the route. First, we need to define two routes in routes web.php. One route will display the form and the other will handle the form submission. This first route maps to the show form method of the form controller, where we'll return the Blade template for the form. The second route maps to the submit form method, which will handle the submission and perform validation. So number 2 is creating the Blade template. Create a Blade template to display the form, typically in the resources views directory. Example. Here does the code. Next, we need to create the Blade template. So here, that will display the form in your resource views directory. Create a file called form.blade.php. Example, at CSRF, ensure that the form submission is secure against CSRF attacks. Old name and old email are used to return the values entered in the form validation fields, and the form is reloaded. So number 3, creating the controller, define the logic for showing the form and handling in submission. Now we need to create the controller that will handle both displaying the form and processing its submission. You can generate a controller using Artisan. Then, in form controller PHP located in the app HTTP controllers directory, add the following. Request validate applies validation rules to the submitted data. If validation fails, the Laravel automatically redirect back with error. If validation passes, the data can be proceed. Show form returns the Blade template for the form. Submit form handles the form submission and applies validation to the request data. If the data is valid, is processed. Example is stored in the database. If validation fails, Laravel automatically redirect back to the form with error message. So number 4, adding validation rules. In the handle form method, required ensure the field is not empty, string. Ensure the value is a string. Email validates the email format max 250. Displaying success message, modify the Blade template to show a success message after submission. So in conclusion, set up the route to show the form and handle form submission. Created a build template for the form and include CSRF protection. created a controller to handle both the for display and form submission. Define validation rules to ensure that the form data is valid before processing if you run your Laravel app. Navigate to form to see the form in action. You should be able to submit the form, and if any validation fails, you will see error message on the page. So number 4, how can customizing validation error message improve the user experience in a web application? Provide an example of how you would customize and display validation error message in Blade template. So first is clarity. Ensure error message and clear, specific, and easy to understand for user. Default Laravel message may be to generic. Customizing them help avoid confusion. Example, instead of the email field is required, a better message would be, please enter your email address. And 2, contextual feedback. Tailors message to fit the application tone and or audience. For example, a formal business app might use polite language while a casual app might use friendly tones. And 3, localization. Enable error message to provide in the user preferred language, making the application accessible globally. And 4, encouraging correct input. Provide hints or context for correction. Example, instead of the password format is invalid, use password must include at least one uppercase letter, one number, and one special character. So, how to customize validation message in Laravel? Define custom message in controller. You can pass custom validation message as third parameter in the validate method. Here's the code. And 2, display custom message in Blade template. Use the at error direct or look through the $sign errors object that display customized error message. And 3, use custom message globally. If the same validation rules are used across multiple forms, you can define custom message in a language file, create a file resources lang, and validation, which we add custom message. And 5, what are the benefits? What are the benefits validation logic in Laravel application, and how does this contribute to the maintaining of web application? So first, reusability. Centralized validation logic can be reused across multiple parts of the application, reducing duplicate of code. For example, if the same form validation is needed for both a web interface and an API, the same validation rules can be applied consistently. Example, using Laravel form request, you define validation rules in one place. And in conclusion, in Laravel, you can achieve reusability by centralizing your validation logic. There are several ways to do this, such as using form, request classes, custom validation rules, and validation services. By using these approaches, you avoid duplicating validation rules in controllers, which make your code cleaner, more efficient, and easier to maintain. Thank you. So in this assessment 2, number 1, what is the role of middleware in Laravel authentication system, and how does it help protect routes and resources from unauthorized access? In Laravel, middleware plays a crucial role in the authentication system by acting as filter for HTTP requests entering the application. It ensures that only authorized user can access certain routes and resources. Role of middleware in Laravel authentication system. First, route protection. Middleware can be assigned to specific routes or route groups to restrict access based on user authentication status. For instance, the out middleware checks if the user is logged in. If not, it redirects them to the login page. The guest middleware ensure that only unauthenticated users can access in certain routes such as the login or registration page. So 2, authorization checks. Middleware can also verify is a user has the necessary permission or rules to access a resources. For example, custom middleware might ensure that only administrator can access admin routes. 3. Session validation middleware ensures that a valid session exists for the authenticated user. If the session is invalid or expired, the middleware deny access. 4. Customization. You can create custom middleware for example for a complex authorization logic, such as restricting access to resource based on user-specific condition. Example, subscription status, account type, and how middleware protects routes and resources. So first, authentication middleware or out. Protect routes by ensuring that the user is logged in before granting access. And if the user is not authenticated, they are redirected to a login page or receive for yung 401 unauthorized response. So yung ano yung sa may error. So here the route code middleware out. So 2. Custom middleware for authorization. You can define middleware to check user rules of permission. Example, check admin middleware. Dito sa may code. Sa baba sa route middleware check admin. And 3. CSRF protection. Middleware like verify CSRF token prevents cross-site requests, forgery attacks, ensuring that requests come from legitimate sources. Throttling middleware. The throttle middleware limits the number of requests a user can make to specific routes, protecting against brute force attack. Benefits of middleware and authentication. Scalability first allows you to assign authentication and authorization rules to multiple routes easily. And reusability. Middleware logic can be reused across various parts of the application. And separation of concerns. Keep routes definition clean by separating authentication login into middleware. So in summary, middleware in Laravel ensures secure access to routes and resources. By implementing authentication, session validation, and custom authorization logic, forming a robust layer of protection against unauthorized access. Excuse me. So number 2, how does Laravel built-in authentication system handle user registration and login, including the management of session tokens and the validation of input data? So, Laravel built-in authentication system provides a comprehensive and secure solution for handling user registration and login. It includes functionality for user input, validation, session token management, and data persistence, ensuring a seamless authentication process. So, how Laravel handles user registration and login? User registration. Laravel simplifies user registration through its pre-built scaffolding and authentication logic. Here's how it works. So, example, request validate, name, required, string max. So, yung topic natin kanina yung sa may assessment 1. So, input validation. Laravel validates the data submitted by the user during registration. You can use the validate method to ensure all required fields are correct and meet specific constraints. So B. User creation and password hashing. Laravel secure store password using the bcrypt and hashing algorithm via the hash facade. Example, sa may password, hash, make request password. And C. Automatic login optional. After registration, Laravel can automatically log in the user using the out facade. So, sa example, out, dun sa may out, login, user. And D. Redirect to dashboard or home. After registration, the user is typically redirected to a protected area of the application. And 2. User login. Input validation, similar to registration, Laravel validates the email and password submitting during login. Example, request validate, tas email, required email, password, required string. Authentication attempt. The out attempt method checks the credential against the database and logs in the user if they match. For example, sa may baba, sa code. And C. Handling failed login attempts. If the credentials are invalid, Laravel returns an error response without uh, revealing specific details to maintain security. And 3. Session token management. Laravel uses session tokens to maintain authenticate user session securely. And A. Session storage. When a user logs in successfully, Laravel generates a session token and stores it the server side. B. CSRF token. For web application, Laravel includes a CSRF token in form of protect against a cross-site frequency. C. Persistent login. Yung remember me. Yung sa may kapag lalagin, Laravel can generate a persistent token to keep the user login across session. Example, sa may out attempt credentials, remember? True. D. Logout session invalidation. Upon logout, Laravel invalidates that session token to ensure the user cannot reuse it. So, sample out, logout. So, may out, tapos logout. Request session invalidate. Request session regenerate token. So, for input data validation, Laravel provides powerful validation features to ensure that only valid data is proceeds. So, built-in rules. Redefine validation rules like required email, unique, tasmin, etc. Custom rules. Create custom validation rules for more complex scenarios. So, example, sa may $sign request validate, tapos email, bracket, required email, exists user email, and password required string min 8. In summary, Laravel built-in authentication system efficiently handles user registration and login with robust features such as input, validation, password hashing, session management, and customization option, ensuring security and flexibility. Excuse me. So 3. Explain the importance of security measures like SQL injection prevention and XSS protection in login and registration form. How does Laravel assist in preventing these vulnerabilities? So, importance of security measures in login and registration forms. Login registration forms are critical components of any application because they serve as gateway for user interaction, ensuring their security is vital to protecting sensitive user information and maintaining trust. Two common vulnerabilities that can exploit this form are SQL injection and cross-site scripting or XSS. So 1. SQL injection prevention. SQL injection occurs when attackers manipulate input field to inject malicious SQL command. This can compromise the database, allowing unauthorized access to sensitive data like user credential or personal information in severe cases. Attackers might delete or modify data causing significant damage to the application and its users. Preventing SQL injection is crucial because it safeguards sensitive information such as password and emails. It maintains database integrity and prevents data corruption or loss. And it protects the application from unauthorized access to potential control by attackers. So number 2, XSS or cross-site scripting protection. XSS attacks involve injecting malicious script into input fields that are later executed in a user browser. This allows attackers to steal session cookies or authentication tokens, impersonating legitimate user, redirect user to phishing or malicious websites, execute unwanted action on behalf of the user compromising their experience and trust. So protecting against XSS ensure user the shielded from malicious action of data theft. The application remains safe for interaction without exposing vulnerabilities, and a positive user experience is maintained free from malicious interface. The next, how Laravel prevents these vulnerabilities. Laravel includes built-in features to address SQL injection and XSS vulnerabilities effectively. So one, SQL injection prevention. Laravel Query Builder and Eloquent ORM automatically handle user inputs secure by escaping them before they are executed in database queries. This prevents malicious SQL commands from altering the query logic. Input validation ensures that only expected and properly formatted data is processed, reducing the risk of injection at the form level. 2. XSS protection. Laravel automatically escape user provide data when rendering it in views, ensuring that script or other harmful content are not executed in the browser. CSRF or cross-site request forgery protection is enabled by default, preventing attackers from tricking user into executing malicious action through hidden form or links. So number 3 is input validation. Laravel enforces strict rules for validating user input in form, ensuring that malicious content cannot bypass the validation process, and validation ensures that only clean expected data reach the database or the application logic. And last, for password security. Passwords are hashed using secure algorithms like bcrypt, ensuring that even the database is compromised, user credentials remain protected. By providing this built-in protection, Laravel minimizes the risk of SQL injection and XSS attacks, empowering developers to build secure applications without implementing low-level security measures manually. This allows them to focus on functionality while maintaining robust security standards. So 4. How would you create and apply custom middleware in Laravel to restrict access to specific route based on user rules such as admin only route? So step 1, create custom middleware. Use the artisan command to generate middleware. So PHP artisan make middleware check admin. This creates a middleware file in the app http middleware directory. Example, checkadmin.php. Step 2. Define rule checking login. In the middleware file, define the login to restrict access based on rules. For example, check if the authenticated user has the role of admin. 1. Handle method. The handle method is the middleware is where you define your logic. And 2. Redirection. If the user does not have the required role, redirect them to a different page, sample home page, or return a 403 forbidden response. Step 3. Register the middleware. Middleware must be registered to be used in application. Global or route middleware, open the app http kernel.php file and register the middleware. To use it globally, add it to the middleware array. Sample, protected $route middleware equals bracket check admin and add yung app http middleware check admin class. So step 4, apply middleware to route. Use the middleware in your route definition to protect admin only route. Using route middleware, apply the middleware to specific route or route groups. Example, dito sa my route, middleware check admin group function, naka-group, and route admin admin control class index. So number 2, name middleware. You can also apply it using the middleware name. Route get kung ano yung lalagay mo name. So step 5, test the middleware. Log in with a user who has the admin role and verify access to the route. Try accessing the admin route with a non-admin user to ensure proper redirection or message or error message. Benefits of custom middleware for rule-based access. Number 1, reusability. Custom middleware can be applied to multiple routes or controllers. And number 2, centralized logic. Rule checking logic is defined in one place, making it easier to maintain. And three, scalability. You can extend the middleware to handle more complex role or permission system in the future. So 5. In terms of scalability, how can Laravel authentication system be adapted to handle a growing number of user and requests? Give examples like session management or token-based authentication. So Laravel authentication system is designed to be flexible and scalable, making it suitable for handling a growing number of user and requests in application for varying size. To ensure scalability, Laravel provides multiple strategies including efficient session management, token-based authentication, and database optimization. So 1. Session management for scalability. Laravel default session management can be adapted for scalability by using more robust storage options for larger user base. So use distributed session storage. By default, Laravel stores session in files, but for scalability, you can switch to distributed storage like database store session in the database for centralized access, and Redis. Use Redis for high performance in-memory session storage suitable for application with heavy concurrent user traffic. So here's the code-driven Redis. And 2. Token-based authentication for APIs for API-driven application. Token-based authentication scales well, especially in stateless environments where sessions are not particle. Um, Laravel Sanctum provides lightweight token-based authentication for single-page application or SPAS and mobile apps. It scale effectively because tokens are tied to individual user and do not require session storage. Example use case: a mobile app sends to a token with each request for user-specific action. Laravel verified the token without needing session data, reducing overhead. Laravel Passport, designed for full out-to authentication. Passport is suitable for large-scale application requiring third-party integration or deleting access. And 3. Database optimization for user growth. As the number of user growth, database queries can become a bottleneck. Laravel offers several tools to optimize authentication-related queries. Extended indexing. Add index to frequency queried columns like email or username in the user table to speed up lookups. Eloquent query optimization. Use efficient query building techniques with Eloquent ORM to minimize redundant database calls, catch user data, and permission to reduce the load on the database. So number 4, rate limiting and throttling. To handle a large number of authentication requests, example, login attempts or API calls, Laravel built-in throttling middleware can prevent abuse while ensuring smooth operation for legitimate user. So define rates limits on route servers provider. Dun sa may route. Lagay ng throttle. Use customized limits for critical endpoint like login to prevent brute force attack. 5. Load balancing and horizontal scaling. For very large application, Laravel can integrate seamless with load balancer and horizontally scaled server architecture. So, stateless authentication or GWT or API tokens, stateless systems such as those using JSON Web Tokens or JWT work well in distributed environments because they do not rely on shared session and shared session storage. Use Redis or similar distributed system to ensure session consistency across multiple servers. So number 6, role-based access control or RBAC and permission. As the user base grows, managing permission efficiently and essential. Laravel allows for custom middleware handle complex rule and permission logic. And permission package. Use tools like Spotty Laravel permission to manage user roles and permission at scale. And 7. Login and monitoring for large-scale system monitoring and debugging are critical. So, authentication logs. Log failed login attempt and unusual activity to identify security threats. So, queue monitoring. Use Laravel queue system to handle background tasks like sending password reset emails. So, in summary, Laravel authentication system is highly scalable, supporting growing user base and traffic through various strategies. Distributed session management such as using Redis ensure efficient handling of user session across multiple servers. Token-based authentication via Laravel, Sanctum or password enable lightweight and secure API interaction, especially for mobile and SPA application. Database performance is enhanced with indexing, caching, and optimized queries, while limiting prevent abuse during high traffic periods. Stateless authentication with GWT and shared storage facilities, seamless integration with load balancers in distributed system. So thank you. So assessment 3. First question, number 1. What are the key steps involved in implementing the create operation in Laravel and how to blade views and form handling play a role in this process? So 1. Setting up the route. Define a route to display the form and another to handle them submission. Get route. Display the form to create a new resource, and post route handles the submission and insert the data in the database. Creating the controller. Use a controller to handle logic. Create method returns the blade view containing the form. Store method process the form submission, validates input data, and save it to the database. And 3. Designing the blade view for the form. Blade view are used to create the user interface for the form. Features include HTML form elements, input for the data you want to collect, sysrf protection. Laravel at sysrf directive ensure that the form submission is secure. Validation feedback. Blade can display validation error to guide user. Example, displaying validation error with @error or session has for success message. And 4. Handling form submission. When the form is submitted, the data is sent to the store method in the controller via post request. Laravel request object retrieves form inputs. And 5. Validating data. Before saving, Laravel validates input to ensure data integrity. Use $request validate in the store method to define rules like required fields, format constraint, and limits. And 6. Saving data to the database. After validation, use Eloquent ORM or raw SQL queries to store data in the database. Eloquent simplifies this process by mapping models to database tables. And 7. Redirecting and providing feedback. After storing the data, redirect the user to another page such as an index or success page. Flash success or error message to notify the user of the operation outcome. Role of blade views and form handling. Blade views handle the presentation layer, allowing developers to design dynamic and user-friendly form with minimal code. Laravel's form handling integrates Switchblade to simplify data collection, ensure security via CSRF token, and provide real-time validation feedback, creating a seamless user experience during the create operation. And 2. Explain the importance of data validation and sanitization in CRUD operation. How does Laravel ensure security when handling user input during this operation? So, importance of data validation and sanitization in CRUD operation. Data validation and sanitization are critical in CRUD, create, read, update, delete operation to ensure that integrity security. And Reliability of application without proper validation and sanitization, malicious or incorrect data can lead to security vulnerabilities, data corruption, or application error. Why validation and sanitization are important? First, data integrity ensures that only valid and correct formatted data is stored in the database, preventing issues like broken relationships or invalid values. 2. Security protects the application from attacks such as SQL injection, cross-site scripting, or XSS, and other forms of malicious input. And 3. Consistency enforce rules to maintain consistent data throughout the application, reducing the risk of logical errors. And 4. Error prevention help identify and handle invalid inputs before they reach the database or backend logic, improving user experience. And 5. Compliance ensure that data adheres to business rules and regulatory requirements such as GDPR or HIPAA. How Laravel ensures security with user input. Laravel provides built-in tools and features to validate and sanitize user input securely during CRUD operation. Number 1. Validation rules. Laravel hashtag dollar request validate method allows developers to define and enforce rules on incoming data such as required, email, unique, or max. It ensures that only inputs meeting specific criteria and process further. 2. Automatic input sanitization. Laravel's escape output by default in blade template protecting against XSS attacks. Special characters in user input are automatically converted to safe equivalent, ensuring secure rendering in views. And 3. Custom validation. Developers can create custom validation rules for complex data requirements, ensuring tailored input checks. And 4. Form requests. Laravel supports form request classes to centralize and reuse validation logic across multiple controllers, simplifying maintenance and improving security. 5. CSRF protection. Laravel generates CSRF tokens for forms, ensuring that requests are legitimate and preventing cross-site request forgery attacks. And 6. Eloquent ORM security. Eloquent ORM protects against SQL injection by using parameterized queries, automatically escaping inputs in database interaction. And last, error handling. Laravel provides clear error message and supports validation error feedback in blade views, help user correct mistake without compromising security. Now, data validation and sanitization are essential for maintaining data integrity, protection application for malicious input, and ensuring compliance with business rules. Laravel enhanced security during CRUD operation with robust validation rules, automatic input sanitization, excuse me, CSRF, protection and secure database interactions through Eloquent ORM, making it easier to handle user input safely and efficiently. So number 3, describe how you would implement the read operation in Laravel to retrieve and display data from the database using both controller method and blade view. Number 1, setting up the route. Define a route to handle the read operation. For example, a get route can retrieve and display all records or specific details for a single record. Dito sa may route items, example, ganito. Number 2, creating the control method. In the controller, define method to fetch data from the database. Number 1, fetching all records. Use the index method to retrieve all records often without eloquent. Dito sa may code. Items, item all, fetch all items, required item index. 3. Designing the blade views. Use blade views to display data retrieved by the controller. Number 1. List view. Displaying all records. Create view example items index.blade.php to iterate through and displaying all item. Ito, may code. Number 2. Detail view displaying a single record. Create a view example item show update.blade.php to display a specific item details. Number 4. Eloquent and query optimization. Use Eloquent ORM for seamless database interaction. Use where, order by, or paginate for filtering and sorting. For example, hashtag $items item where close, status active, and 5 pagination optional. Laravel pagination can manage large database for better user experience. Controller dun sa PHP controller, fetch, and sa may blade view, item, links. And 6. Error handling. Handle scenarios like missing records. Use find or fail to through 404 error for non-existent IDs, displaying further error messages in blade views for user clarity. In summary, to implement the RAID operation in Laravel, number 1, define routes for retrieving data. Number 2, use controller methods index and show to fetch data using Eloquent ORM. 3, create blade views to display data dynamically. And 4, optimize with pagination and filters for large datasets. 5. Implement error handling for robustness. This structured approach ensures efficient and user-friendly data retrieval and display. So number 4, what is the purpose of the update operation in Laravel, and how would you handle form submission to modify existing data entries in the database? So purpose of the update operation in Laravel. The update operation in Laravel is used to modify existing records in the database. It allows users to edit data entries that have already been stored, ensuring that the application reflects the latest changes. This operation is crucial for applications that need to maintain up-to-date information, such as user profiles, settings, or product details. So number 1, setting up the route. Define routes to show the edit form and handle the update submission. Now get route, edit form, display the form with the current data populated for modification. Post or put route, update action, handles the form submission to update the data. For example, dito sa may baba sa code. Route get items, get, di ba, yung unang route get, tas put sa pangalawa. Number 2, creating the controller methods. In the controller, define the logic to display the form and handle the form submission. Edit method, fetching the existing data. The edit method retrieves the existing data from the database and passes it to the view to prefill the form. Here's the code, public function, edit ID, then item, fin or fail, and update method handling the form submission. The update method handles the form submission, validates the new data, and saves the changes to the database. Here's the code. And 3, creating the edit blade view. Design the blade view for the edit form, edit.blade.php. The form will display the current data and allow user to modify it. Example dun sa may blade. In the form, old is used to retrieve input values of validation fields. At method, put is used because HTML forms do not support put requests, so this retrieve tells Laravel treat the form as a put request. And 4, validating the data. Data validation is crucial to ensure that the new values are correct before updating the database. Laravel provides validation methods such as validate to check for required fields, correct formats, and the other constraints like numeric values or maximum length. 5. Updating the data in the database. In the update methods after validation, use Eloquent update method to update the existing record. The update method updates the specific attributes of the model and automatically saves the changes. Eloquent provides a convenient way to handle mass assignment when passing all request data in request all. 6. Redirecting and providing feedback. Once of the data updated successfully, redirect the user to a relevant page, example, the item list or item detail page. You can also flash a success message to inform the user, example. So example, return redirect Route item index with success, item uploaded successfully. In the blade view, display a success or error message. Ito naman dun sa may mag-error message. And summary to implement the update operation in Laravel. Number 1, define route for showing the edit form and handling the update submission. Number 2, create controller methods to retrieve the data via edit and handle the update via update. Number 3, design a blade view for the edit form that pre-fills data and allows modification. And 4, validate the form data before updating the database to ensure data integrity. 5. Use eloquent update method to modify the database records. And 6. Redirect and display feedback after successful message update. So, number 5. How can you ensure that the delete operation in Laravel is secured and prevent accidental or unauthorized data removal? What roles does validation plays in the process? So first, ensuring a secure delete operation in Laravel. The delete operation is critical for managing data within application. However, it needs to be handled securely to prevent accidental or unauthorized data removal. So number 1, confirmation of intent. To prevent accidental deletion, it's important to ask for user confirmation before proceeding with the deletion. This can be achieved by confirmation page, redirecting the user to a confirmation page that asks them if they are sure they want to delete the record. This step acts as a safeguard against accidental clicks. For example, my public function confirm delete item find or fill retrieve the item to be deleted, return view. Now, JavaScript confirmation dialog. Using JavaScript to trigger a confirmation dialog when the user clicks the delete button, ensuring they acknowledge the action. Example in blade view. Now, may confirm, are you sure you want to delete this item? Number 2, authorization and access control. Ensure that only authorized users such as admins can delete records by applying proper authorization mechanism. Middleware. Use Laravel middleware to restrict access to delete operation to specific user rules. Example, public functions contract. This middleware can delete item only destroy. Policy or gates. Define a policy or gate to authorize deletion based on user rules or permission. Example dito sa may code. Public function destroy item. This authorized delete item. Check if the user is authorized to delete. Item delete, perform deletion. Return redirect route item index. So number 3, soft deletes. Rather than immediately removing records from the database, use the soft deletes to mark records as deleted without actually removing them from the database. This allows you to recover data in a deletion was accidental. Enable soft deletes by adding the soft deletes traits on your model. Then, instead of deleting the records, you can call the delete method, and Laravel will mark it as deleted without removing it from the database. Restoring deleted records. If an item is deleted by mistake, you can easily restore it. So, gagamit tayo ng hashtag item restore. Validation on the entity to be deleted. While validation typically applies to data input, it can also play a crucial role in the delete operation by ensuring that the correct data is being targeted for deletion. Validating existence. Before deleting, always check that the item exists in the database. Use methods like pin or fill to ensure the record is valid. So here, ito yung code sa baba. Validating user ownership. If the deletion is user specific, example, the logged in user can only delete their own data. Validate that the user is authorized to delete the record. Public function, ito yung sa may code. Item delete. And 5, login and auditing. The track deletion and secure accountability. Implement login or auditing. Login deletion, Laravel provides the log facade to log important action. For example, here's the code. Sa baba, public function destroy, item pin or fill, log info, item delete, item ID, return redirect, Auditing. You can use package like Laravel Auditing to track and audit change, including deletion to important records. And summary, number one, confirmation step. Example, confirmation page or JavaScript dialogues prevent accidental deletion. And two, authorization mechanisms. Middleware, policies, or gates restrict the action to the authorized user only. And three, soft deletes. Preserve records for recovery in case of accidental deletion. And four, validation ensures that correct records is being targeted for deletion and check user permissions. And five, login and auditing. Provide the traceability and accountability for deletion actions. And thank you. That's the assessment 3. So assessment 4. What is the purpose of Google reCAPTCHA and how does it enhance the security of web application when integrated with forms? So Google reCAPTCHA is a security device designed to protect website and application from automated abuse such as spam and bot attacks. It helps distinguish between human and automated users by presenting challenges that are easy for humans to solve but difficult for bots. Here how reCAPTCHA is enhance the security of web application when integrated with forms. So number one, prevents automated submission. reCAPTCHA stops bots from submitting forms such as registration, login, or contact forms which could be used for malicious activities like spamming, brute force attacks, or data scraping. Number two, reduce spam. It ensures that only genuine users can submit forms, which is particularly useful for comment section, sign-ups, or feedback forms, reducing the risk of spam or fake accounts. Here's how reCAPTCHA enhance the security of web application when integrated with forms. Number three, bot protection. reCAPTCHA can detect and block bots based on behavior analysis, IP reputation, and how the user interacts with the form, making it harder for bots to pass through. Number 4, invisible reCAPTCHA. It works without requiring the user to complete any challenges in many cases, using invisible methods such as analyzing mouse movement, keystrokes, and other signals that are difficult for bots to mimic. Number 5, improve trust and user experience. Since it will widely recognized, users are accustomed to it prompts and most interaction and simple and quick, leading to a smoother experience without significant interruptions. Now, describe the process of obtaining and registering a reCAPTCHA site and secret keys from Google. Why is it important to update the domain when moving from localhost to a production environment? So, to obtain and then register reCAPTCHA sites and secret key from Google, follow the steps. So, number 1, visit the Google reCAPTCHA website. Go to Google reCAPTCHA website and click on the admin console button and sign in the Google account. Sign in with your Google account if you don't have one. You need to create it first. Number 3, register a new site. After signing in, you will be directed to the register a new site page label. Enter a name for your reCAPTCHA integration, example your website name. And reCAPTCHA type, choose between the available option. Most commonly, you use reCAPTCHA version 2 for I'm not a robot checkbox, or reCAPTCHA v3 which work invisible to analyze user behavior. Domains, enter the domains where you by using reCAPTCHA, example.com for production, localhost for development. You can add multiple domains later if needed. And accept the terms of service. Read and accept the terms of service. Submit, click the register button. To obtain the register reCAPTCHA site and secret keys from Google, follow this step. Number 4, obtain the site and secret keys. After registration, you will be improved with 2 keys. Site key. The first is site key. This is used in the front end to render the reCAPTCHA widget. And second key is the secret key. This is used the back end to verify the user response. And 5, integrate the keys into your application. Add the site key in the HTML where you displayed the reCAPTCHA widget, and use the secret key on the server to validate the reCAPTCHA response. Importance of updating the domain when moving from localhost to production. When transitioning from localhost, your local development environment to a production environment, updating the domain is crucial for several reasons. Number 1, security. Google reCAPTCHA keys are tied to the domain name entered during registration. If you don't update the domain, Google will reject requests from your production environment as it won't recognize the domain. This protects against misuse of the keys in unauthorized environments. Number 2, access control. By specifying the correct domains, you ensure that only requests from those domains can interact with your reCAPTCHA service, preventing fraudulent use by third-party websites. And 3, avoiding errors. If you don't update the domain, users on your live site might experience issues with the reCAPTCHA widget not loading or failing to verify, disrupting user experience. And how would you integrate reCAPTCHA into Laravel form? Outline the steps from installing the necessary package to adding the reCAPTCHA field in the form. So, step 1. Install the necessary package. First, install a Laravel package that provides an easy way to integrate Google reCAPTCHA. A popular package for this is Anscobo No CAPTCHA. But install muna natin yung Composer Record Anscobo No CAPTCHA. So, step 2, configure the env file. After installation, you need to add reCAPTCHA, site key, and secret key to the env file. So, the site key and secret key in reCAPTCHA, dapat kailangan natin ilagay natin sa env file. And step 3, publish the configuration file. Publish the configuration file for the No CAPTCHA package to customizing setting and necessary. So, kailangan naman natin sa PHP vendor publish provider as Anscobo No CAPTCHA service provider. This will create a config reCAPTCHA.php file, which you can modify if needed, but the defaults are often sufficient. Number 4, step 4 na. Add reCAPTCHA to the blade form. Next, add the reCAPTCHA field into your blade view form where you want the user to complete the reCAPTCHA challenge. You can use the @CAPTCHA directive provided by the package. This is my code. The @CAPTCHA direct will render the reCAPTCHA widget where you place it in your form. And 5, validate the reCAPTCHA response. In the controller handling the form submission, validate the reCAPTCHA response. You can use Laravel built-in validation system to ensure the response is correct. This is my code. That double check na rin mabuti. And gReCAPTCHA response is the key that contains the response from the reCAPTCHA widget. The CAPTCHA validation rule will automatically verify the response using the reCAPTCHA API. Number 6, handle error and display reCAPTCHA widget. If the validation fails, Laravel will automatically redirect back to the form with validation errors. You can display this error in your blade views as needed. Number 7, ensure your reCAPTCHA key are correct. Double check that your reCAPTCHA site key, secret key in the env file are correct, and ensure that the domain you are using is registered in your Google reCAPTCHA admin console. Dapat double check natin kung tama ba yung site key and secret key. Number 4, explain how to validate reCAPTCHA response in Laravel. What role the reCAPTCHA secret keys play in the validation process. So, steps to validate reCAPTCHA in Laravel. Install reCAPTCHA package. Install a Laravel package that helps with reCAPTCHA integration such as Anscobo, No CAPTCHA, and Google reCAPTCHA. So, number 2, Add reCAPTCHA keys. Sign up for the reCAPTCHA in Google's reCAPTCHA website. After registering your site, you will receive two keys, yung site key and secret key. For the site key is for the front end and the secret key for the back end. And these two keys are env file. So ilalagay natin sa env file natin yung site key tapos secret key. Number 3, update config service.php. Add the reCAPTCHA configuration to the service.php file. Lagay natin itong reCAPTCHA. Display reCAPTCHA in the form. In your form, use the reCAPTCHA widget. Ensure you also include the required JavaScript on the page. Dapat lagay din natin yung JavaScript ng reCAPTCHA. Number 5, validate reCAPTCHA response. When the form is submitted, validate the reCAPTCHA response in your controller or request validation. Use the CAPTCHA provided by the package. Here's the code. And role of the reCAPTCHA secret key. The reCAPTCHA secret key plays a crucial role in the validation process. It is used on the server side to verify that the reCAPTCHA response is valid. When the user submit the form, the front end sends the reCAPTCHA response to your backend. Your backend sends a request to Google reCAPTCHA verification endpoint passing the secret key in the gReCAPTCHA response. Google returns a response indicating whether the reCAPTCHA was successfully solved. The secret key ensures that only your server can perform this verification, protecting against abuse. Number 5. How can customizing error message for failed reCAPTCHA attempts improve user experience? How provides example of how you would handle reCAPTCHA error in a Laravel controller. So, customizing error message for failed reCAPTCHA attempts can significantly improve user experience by providing clearer, more user-friendly feedback and guiding users through the step to resolve any issues. A generic error message like invalid reCAPTCHA response might confuse users, especially if they don't know how to fix the problem. By offering a more specific and helpful message, you can make it easier for users to understand what went wrong and how to correct it. So, benefits of customizing a reCAPTCHA error message. So, number 1, clarity. Clear error message help user understand why their submission fails or provide guidance on how to proceed. Number 2, guidance. A custom message can inform user to check that they completed the reCAPTCHA correctly. Example, ticking the checkbox or complex the challenge. Number 3, trust. Custom error message make your app feel more polished and user focused, enhancing the overall user experience. An example of handling reCAPTCHA errors in a Laravel controller. So here how you can customize the error handling for reCAPTCHA validation in Laravel. Number 1, validate the reCAPTCHA response in your controller method. You can validate the reCAPTCHA response using the CAPTCHA rule. And number 2, custom error message. You can specify custom error message for the validation failures, including specific message for reCAPTCHA errors. So maglalagay na ng error dito sa my code. I-validate natin tapos custom error message. So breakdown of the code. Custom message. The $sign message are defined custom message for each validation rule specifically. gReCAPTCHA response required. This message is shown in the reCAPTCHA response field is left empty. Then gReCAPTCHA response CAPTCHA. This message is triggered if the reCAPTCHA verification fails. Example, an invalid response or expired challenge. Validation. The validation method validates the input including the reCAPTCHA response. If the validation fails, the error messages are passed back to the view. Then redirection with errors. If validation fails, the user is redirected back to the form which the error message and and their previous input. This ensures that the user can see what went wrong and try again without losing the information they already filled out. Then customizing the view. You can display the error message in your view where the reCAPTCHA input is located like this. This is my code. If error has the reCAPTCHA response, then the CAPTCHA response message, and for each and this block will display the appropriate error message for failed reCAPTCHA validation if the user encounters an issue with the reCAPTCHA widget. Example of clear user-friendly message. Please confirm that you are not robot by complementing the CAPTCHA. Basic message on failure. There was an issue with the CAPTCHA verification. Please try again. This message helps user understand what went wrong and how they can fix it. Example, retrying the CAPTCHA. By improving the clarity and helpfulness of your error message, users are less likely to get frustrated and more likely to successfully complete the form. So that's it, the assessment for, and thank you. So assessment 5, last. What is the purpose of integrating OTP functionality into Laravel application, and how does it enhance security for users? Integrating OTP one-time password functionality into Laravel application serves multiple purposes, primarily enhancing user authentication and security. So, purpose of OTP integration. Two factors authentication or 2FA. OTP provides an additional layer of security by requiring users to provide a one-time code sent to their email or phone in the addition to their password. Number 2, verification. OTP ensures that the user owns the registered email address or phone number by requiring confirmation during critical action like registration or password resets. Number 3, access control. OTP can be used to validate identity during sensitive operations such as accessing restricted areas, changing account settings, or performing financial transactions. So, now, how to OTP enhance security? Number 1, mitigates password risk. Even if an attackers obtain a user password, they cannot access the account without the OTP, which is time sensitive and expires quickly. Number 2, prevents brute force attacks. OTP codes are usually short-lived and randomized, making it impractical for attackers to guess them in real time. Reduce phishing damage. If a user accidentally shares their password, OTP acts as secondary barriers preventing unauthorized access. Number 4, multiple chain channel authentication. Sending OTP via SMS, email, or push notification allows verification through independent channels, increasing security. Number 5, dynamic nature. Unlike static password, OTP are generated dynamically and valid for a single session or transaction, minimizing the risk of reuse. Example of use cases: user registration confirmation, resetting password securely, securing sensitive account operations like changing phone number or payment details, authenticating high-value financial transaction. In Laravel, OTP can be implemented efficiently using libraries like Laravel OTP Generator or third-party services such as Twilio or Auty for seamless SMS email integration. Number 2, describe the process of generating and sending an OTP via email in Laravel. What configuration steps are needed in the env file to set up email functionality? So, generating and sending an OTP via email in Laravel involves creating a unique time-sensitive OTP, sending it to the user email, and verifying during authentication. First, generate the OTP using Laravel helper function. Example, str random. Excuse me. Save it securely in the database or session and send it via the mail package. Finally, configure your env file for the email functionality by setting SMTP details such as mail mailer, mail host, mail port, mail username, mail password, and mail from address to enable Laravel communicate with your email server. Number 1, configuration in env. Define the mailer. Dito sa may code sa mailer SMT specifies the use of SMTP as the protocol for sending emails. Number 2, set the host and port. configures the email servers and port used for communication. And number 3, authentication details. So, ilalagay na natin dito lahat ng yung sa may mail. Ensure Laravel authenticates property with the email server and define the sender address and name for outgoing emails. And number 3, explain how you can integrate an SMTP server using Twilio and Laravel. What configuration are required in the env file and the controller to send OTP via SMS. To integrate an SMS OTP service using Twilio and Laravel, you use Twilio's SDK to generate and send OTPs to user via SMS. This involves configuring the necessary credential in the env file, installing the Twilio SDK, and writing a controller to handle OTP generation and delivery. So, step 1, install Twilio SDK. Use Composer to install the Twilio SDK. So, type natin, Composer require Twilio SDK. And step 2, set up Twilio credential in env. Add the following configuration to your env file. So, i-add natin tong Twilio sa may env natin. So, Twilio SID, your Twilio account SID, Twilio out token, your Twilio out token for authentication, Twilio phone number, the Twilio phone number from which OTP will be sent. And step 3, control configuration. Create a controller to handle OTP generation and SMS sending. Ito yung code. Then, generate OTP. Use a random number generated for a 6-digit OTP. Twilio client is instantiate the Twilio SDK with the credential from env. Send SMS. Use Twilio message create. Then, number 4, validation of OTP after sending. Compare the user input OTP with the stored value during authentication. In summary, to integrate an SMS OTP service using Twilio and Laravel, install the Twilio SDK using Composer, and configure the env file with Twilio SID, Twilio out token, and Twilio phone number for authentication and messaging. 3. Create a controller to generate a random OTP, save it temporary, example in a session, and use the Twilio SDK to send the OTP via SMS. And number 4, how can handle OTP verification in Laravel? Describe the process of validating the OTP and the necessary step to handle success or failure of the verification. Handling OTP verification in Laravel involves validating the OTP provided by the user against the stored or sent OTP. Step 1. Store OTP securely. When generating an OTP, store it securely in a session, cache, or database associated with the user identifier. Example, phone number, phone or email. Include an expiration time stamp. So, dito some example, session OTP expires at now, add minutes, 5 minutes. Number 2, create verification endpoint. Build a control method to handle OTP verification. And 3, retrieve and validate user input. Compare the user provide OTP with the store OTP, ensuring it hasn't expired. And 4, handle success or failure. Based on the validating result, proceed the appropriate action, such as granting access or showing an error message. Example of implementation, here's the code. And step for success or failure, number 1, on success, clear the OTP from the session or database. Allow the user proceed, example, login, reset the password, or complete registration. Return a success response or redirect to the next step. And number 2, on failure, provide an error message, example, invalid OTP or OTP expired. Optionally, allow the user to request a new OTP if attempts are within a limit. And 5, what are some key customization options available when handling OTPs such as error messaging or retry attempts, and how can this improve the user experience? So, number 1, custom error message. Customization. Provide clear user-friendly error messages for various OTP-related issues such as invalid OTP. The OTP you can enter is incorrect. Please try again. Expired OTP. The OTP has expired. Please request a new one. Too many attempts. Too many failed attempts. Please wait for a while before trying again. Ito yung customization ng email sa may OTP. Improvement. Clear communication, reduce punctuation, and guides user to solve issues efficiently. And number 2, retry attempts. Customization, set a limit on the number of OTP verification attempts, example 3 to 5 attempts, and inform the user after each failed attempts. You have 2 attempts remaining. Improvement, prevents brute force attacks while giving user enough chance to correct genuine mistake. And number 3, OTP expiration time. Customization, configure the OTP validating duration, example 5 to 10 minutes, and notify user about the time limit. Your OTP is valid for 5 minutes. Improvement, encourage quick action, enhance the security, and sets clear expectation. And number 4, OTP reset option. Customization allows user to request a new OTP after a certain interval. Example, 30 seconds to 1 minute with a clear message. Didn't receive the OTP? You can request a new one in 30 seconds. Improvement, reduce anxiety for users who might experience delays in receiving OTP while avoiding spam. And 5, feedback for successful action, customization. Provide confirmation message after successful OTP verification. OTP verified, you can now proceed. Then, improvement. Positive feedback reassures user and improve overall satisfaction. And 6, multi-channel OTP delivered. Offer option to receive OTP via SMS, email, or push notification depending on user preference. Improvement, enhance convenience and accessibility for user across different platforms. And 7, adaptive throttling. Customization, implement dynamic retry limits based on user behavior. Reduce retries for suspicious activities for request failures. Then improvement, balance usability and security by adapting to context. And 8, logging and analytics. Customization, track OTP-related events such as failed attempts, resends, and expiration to identify patterns and issues. And improvement, help improve the process based on data-driven insights. And 9, error page design customization. Use visually engaging error page with actionable advice such as send OTP button, links the contact, support issues precise. Improvement makes the experience less frustrating and more initiative for users. And 10, localization, customization, provide error message and instruction in multiple languages based on user preference. Improvement, enhance accessible and usability for revised audience. And customization error message, retry limits, resend options, and feedback mechanism can greatly improve the OTP process. These measures enhance security while making the process user-friendly, ensuring a positive experience without compromising of safety. Now, thank you. That's all for my assessment, and thank you, Sir Adrian.